Alright, my 365 nerd video is on Halloween, and I'm going to do a little history of Halloween. You know how nowadays we have videos, or we have traditions of dressing up and going around getting candy, carving pumpkins, and doing all that fun stuff in the fall. Well, the Celts, which are the Celtics in Ireland, the UK, and even France, had a little bit different idea, and they meant business when they did it. When we dress up for Halloween, it's all for fun, but the Celts version, like I said, was very serious business. Each fall they would harvest their crops, and then they'd store their food for the long winter, and harvest meant it was their new year, pretty much, because they were starting a new growing season. And it was called Samhain, which is kind of like their name for their harvest. The Celts had a big harvest festival the night before Samhain, and they would gather around big bonfires, and these would help ward off the evil spirits. And they would burn the crops. They would burn crops and animals as sacrifices to the gods, which is a little crazy if you think about it. And they also wore costumes to help scare off the evil spirits. So they'd wear like scary masks and probably look like scarecrows to scare off all the things. And they wore animal heads and animal skins. So pretty much if they wanted to look like a deer, they could look like a deer. And about AD 43, Romans conquered the Celtic lands, and even though that happened, Samhain still went on. And two Roman traditions became part of Samhain. First was Feralia, a day in late October when Romans honored the dead. So kind of like Dias de Muertos, I'm guessing. And the second was to honor Pomona, the Roman goddess of fruit and trees. So that kind of fits with the whole Samhain thing, with the whole harvest spiel. And apples were the sacred fruit of Pomona, so they probably gave her lots of apples. So bobbing for apples and making candy apples on Halloween might have come from the Romans, but who knows? So, like, when next time you bite into a caramel apple, think about it. In the late 8th century, Roman Catholic Church established November 1st as All Saints' Day. Obviously. Another word for saints is hallows, so the day before would be All Hallowsmas, is what they called it, which is odd. The night before Hallowmas was called Hallows Eve, or Halloween means All Hallows Eve. Duh. So I think that's a pretty basic history of Halloween. And like I said, we carve pumpkins to help scare off evil spirits. And even before pumpkins, it was turnips. They wore costumes to help fend off evil spirits, as with giving sacrifices of animals and burning their crops. Alright, okay, bye!